Holy crap, guys. Alright, how do I approach this? Let me start at the beginning, which is 3 years ago. We were looking at a game called Hive Awakening, part of the 2007 7-day roguelike challenge by a gentleman named Gero Kunter. And at the time, I didn't love it. I thought it was drastically unbalanced in favor of the enemy. I thought it was nigh on unsurvivable. That was basically my conclusion. But I did finish the review of it back then, the 2 videos we did, saying it feels like there's promise. If I ever return to it and find out how to progress further, I'll tell you. One moment, guys. Sorry, I'm just trying to get something done here. One sec. What has happened? Yesterday I was watching the video because I'm trying to gather data on how I felt about all these roguelikes as I prep for a massive video about all the roguelikes we've ever looked at, which is about 200, I think. We'll find out how many when we get there, I guess. Maybe it's not that many. And I realized there were some tactics I hadn't tried, so I tried them, and it turned out they worked. I didn't win, but I made it really far. Now, cards on the table. I have recorded this video that I'm recording now twice already. The first time, I legitimately lost early and wasn't able to show you what I was trying to show you, so I thought, scrap it, I'll just do another video. That one was going smoothly, and then I did the thing you're never supposed to do. I held down the button to run my character down a hall, and before I realized what was happening, I was torn apart by an enemy. So that video was useless, so we're starting over. So, here we are. It's 2018, we're looking at Hive Awakening again. I included a link to where you can download this video in that first video. I'll try to remember to include it here as well. But make sure you don't get the 7-day roguelike version. You want to get the Windows 32-bit version, the proper release number 2. And if you fire it up, you will find you get a messed up screen like the one you're looking at. You actually have to manually fix this by grabbing the right side of the window that pops up and pulling it left until everything lines up right. Should be any second. Did we already do it too far? We already go too far? Maybe we went too far already. God damn it, I hate it when I can't quite figure it out. Sometimes it takes me a little while, sometimes it's like instant. There it is. Alright, there we go. I'm not going to read this a third time. I'm just going to tell you. We are a robot. We have become disconnected from the hive mind. The central computer has realized we are disconnected and sent every other robot in whatever facility we're in to kill us. Our objective, therefore, is to reach the central computer, to reprogram it so it stops trying to kill us before we get killed. That's that. More. Which handle do you want to use in this game? I'm assuming this was made in 5 days, based on 5DRL. I don't know. Jeff the bot. Enter. Okay. This is a bad start. We may die right away. If we do, I'll just continue and start another game. But let me tell you about this first. So, you can see the layout. Looks like a standard roguelike, right? Hashtag walls, period, floors. That M to our left is one of only 2 types of enemies on this level. Again, 1 second. Sorry. There are only 2 types of enemies on this level. One is called a basic bumper bot, and it is literally no threat. It cannot hurt us in any way. It just blocks our passage when it gets in the way. We kill it and get it out of the way. The worker, on the other hand, the little M, I'm not sure why M represents worker, perhaps by the name Gero Kunter. He's from a different country where English is not the first language. Maybe Germany? I don't know. And maybe M is the first letter of whatever word is the equivalent of worker in that language. I don't know. Guesswork. But at any rate, the M is armed the same way we are. If we look at our inventory by pressing Tab, this is our configuration right now. We have struct 100 out of 100. We have 100 health. Our current weight for our configuration is 75 units. Engine you can ignore. Don't worry about that. Speed is 100. That is our speed. We are armed with a simple drill, and we have a Protium core as our core. The worker is basically the same. But I find it very, very slightly faster than we are, which means every 2 or 3 turns it gets an extra attack. Which means if we go toe-to-toe with it, we're probably going to die. Maybe not. I win sometimes, but it's less than 50%. We have more than this in our inventory. We also have a restorator. I'll show you that later. For now, unfortunately, because of what has happened here, we have no choice. Probably about to confront it. Maybe it's the same speed as us. Maybe I'm wrong. If it is, we might be able to get away from it. Especially if this bee blocks it. Oh, fuck. Yeah, we're probably going to die. Unless we can shake these guys somehow. Which we may have just done. Okay. Next thing I want to call your attention to is all the gray letters left behind us. Those are memories of things we knew were there. We don't know where they are now. We passed that little red triangle before. That is the lift. That is the way to the next level. Unfortunately, the lift is blocked by a force field. So on every level, you first have to find a switch. So you throw the switch, it gets the force field off of the lift, then you can take the lift to the next level. Now, the mistakes I was making when I played before, the tactics that were erroneous. A, was the assumption that I should approach this like every other roguelike. Most of the time when I'm playing a roguelike, I am. Let's make this a little bit. You know what? Sorry, this is going to be a little bit too... I'm just going to adjust your window a bit. 1 second here. Just make sure the entire information is on the screen. That'll do it. That we want to loot the entire level and probably kill everything on it. I learned very early that's not possible. And there's not usually good enough loot on the level to merit exploring the whole thing. Now, there are exceptions. Once in a while, you get a nice piece of loot that's out of depth. I can see that right here. The scraper missile doesn't usually appear on this level. We'll grab that in a second. But as a general rule, you don't want to get into fights when you can avoid them right now. And there is 2 objectives we personally have on this level. The first, obviously, find the switch, throw it, get to the lift, get the fuck off. Because on the second level, we can find better treasure that'll help us. The second is there is one piece of treasure usually findable on the first level called a Protium core. If we can find that, that'll really help us out. Here comes that damn M again. Damn it. Let's grab this scraper missile on the way by. I'll tell you all about it later. We don't have time right now. That's another simple drill to my right. There's something we might want down south of us, but I don't think so. Here, we lost him again. Thank God. Okay. So much to tell you. There was a second simple drill back there. We didn't grab it. That little quotation mark we passed was some sort of socket device, probably like a socket link or something it's called. If so, we don't want it. The only thing we really want is a socket fork, but they're not usually findable on the first level. What we do have is a restorator. If we press tab, bring this bot configuration back up, we press N, like Shift N to get rid of our simple drill. We're pulling it out. We now have one free socket. Press Shift N again, and we can plug anything we have here into that socket. Let's plug our restorator in, and press spacebar to get out of this, and let's pass our turn, and watch our health. The restorator heals us a little bit every turn, so there we go. As long as we are alone, we can heal back to full. Let's put back in our... Let's put in our scraper missile for now. Before I do, let me explain things about the simple drill versus scraper missile. The simple drill is a bump to attack weapon. We bump into something, we do 3d5 damage, 3 to 15 damage. The scraper missile does 3 to 15 damage, but it does it at range. It is just blatantly better. I cannot conceive of a reason why the drill would be superior in any circumstance. The scraper missile does create like a little explosion animation when you fire it. At the target area, it does. And I initially assumed that if you were in that blast, it would hurt you, and therefore you couldn't use it at close range. That is not the case. So I don't see a reason to ever put the simple drill in place of scraper missile, as a general rule, except for convenience, in the sense that you can use one button to attack by bumping into something rather than press F to fire and then put a target, you know? For now, we have the scraper missile going. Let's keep looking around. We want a Protium core is the main thing we want to find if we want to survive for very long. We already have a Protium core, by the way. We want a second one. See it there in the A slot? This guy can't hurt us, so we may as well just kill him. It's a bumper bot. Let's press F. Put a targeting reticle on him. Press Enter. Now I want to show you something there. We pressed F, we moved the reticle on him, we pressed Enter, we hit him. Press F again. You can see the reticle is still on us, on the @ symbol. We have to move that again manually, put it on him, press Enter. Now let's press F a third time. and you'll see the reticle is instantly on the enemy. As long as the enemy doesn't move, your reticle will stay where you last put it. But if the enemy moves at all, the programming doesn't allow the game to keep the reticle where it was or on the target. It just comes back to you. So right now, because he's not going to move anymore, we can just press F, enter, F, enter, F, enter. But if he was moving towards us and we did that, we'd end up shooting ourselves when the reticle jumped back. So be cautious of that. Alright, it's dead. Let's leave what we got. Him too, might as well just kill him. Like I said, he can't hurt us, but he could block our passage if you're trying to escape or something, right? So he could become a problem. Best to clear him out when we have the opportunity. Okay. There's a switch. Let's throw that. No, not comma. I for interact. The switch is now off the force field. Now, I'd really like to find a protium core before we leave this level. I'm going to try. So let's see what else we can find. Oh, there's one right there. That's all we need. All right, let's grab that. A. Now, why do we want this damned thing? Right now, our scraper missile, yes, we could hit, say, a worker before it could reach us, maybe even twice, and get a head start on damaging it. But it would still be, to be honest, an iffy outcome. We'd probably have the advantage. We'd probably win a battle if we got 2 missiles on it before it closed with us, but not for sure. So we still want to avoid them entirely. Now, how best to do that? Well, tab. Let's get rid of our scraper missile for now. Put it in our backpack or our trunk or whatever the hell it is we carry things in. Press N again, and put the protium core in here. Now, our speed was 100. Now it's 140. We are now substantially faster than any other enemy we're going to meet right now. We can't hurt anything. We have no weapons whatsoever, but we can outrun anything. As long as we don't get trapped, we're fine. Your speed, by the way, is based on your engines, whatever cores you're using, but it's also based on your weight. Now, to be clear, your weight does not take into account the objects you are carrying in your backpack or your trunk or whatever the hell we use. It only takes into account your configuration. So we are 140 right now. Let's stay like this for now. Armed with that second protium core, we can probably afford to explore the level just to see if we find anything else. I don't think there's anything else for us to find. Here's another scraper missile. What the hell? Let's grab that too. Throw it in our backpack. I almost did it again. Do you see that? I was holding down the button. Don't hold down the fucking button. That's how I lost my last game. Let's fire on this guy. Oh, we can't. Now here's one place where convenience. For convenience's sake, I'm going to put in the simple drill. That way I don't have to worry about pressing F and firing. I just press northeast and kill him. There. And I'll put back in my protium core. You notice that B was a bit lighter in color. It was like a light blue instead of a... let's grab a third protium core just to have it. Can't do anything with it yet, but let's have it. A lighter color than the earlier one. That was because it wasn't a basic bumper. That was a whirring bumper. They're just faster. Now, a socket relay, anything with a quote on represented by a quote is a socket thing. The socket relay, we plug it into a socket. Say where one of our protium cores in. If we plugged it in where our protium core is now, it would plug in there, and it would have a socket at the other end we could plug something into. But I haven't yet figured out why you'd want to do that. You end up with the same number of sockets, so I don't see what it gains us personally as of yet. I'll take it anyway for now. I'll just drop it later. But I don't really see what purpose it serves. Let's go with a drill. Now you notice that red slash we passed earlier. That is a low energy laser. I don't see the purpose in using them at all. They do the same amount of damage as the scraper missile. They might fire further. They might have a longer range. But they burn out fast. You only fire them once or twice, and then they have to rest for a few turns before they can be used again. Whereas the missiles you can fire return, so I just don't bother with them. A second drill, we don't need it. I don't like these hallways, because we get trapped in here, we're screwed. Come on, baby, be what I want you to be. Socket relay, same thing. I don't see the point. There is a socket fork. If we can change... oh, here's another protium core. Let's grab that. If we can find a socket fork, our lives will change so much for the better. You will be dumbfounded. This is not it. This is a socket link. Now, what is a socket link? It's the same thing as a socket relay. You plug it in to one socket, and it provides an outlet at the other end. But it doesn't provide another socket. It provides another plug. There is a difference between plugs and sockets. I have never yet figured out how to get two plugs going at once. And there are things that require two plugs to plug in as opposed to two sockets to plug in. I don't yet know how to deal with that. I'm not going to bother with that socket thing. Let's grab this, though. This could help us. A light shell. The light shell, if we plug it into a socket, will give us 50 extra health. That health can be cured just like, or healed just like by a restorator, same as we can. Damn, it's an M, right? Yeah, it's hurting us. Workers attacking us. Fuck. We could be in trouble if we end up in a room here. We're not. Let's grab this. Fuck. Comma. A. Let's get over here so these things come at us. And let's get out of here. Alright, let's plug in our restorator. Protium core back in. Again, I keep getting tempted to hold down the button. Do not do that. I was doing really well in that damn game until I lost there. I think we can afford to explore. As long as we have these two protium cores, we can afford to explore this level. If we meet a worker, it's not going to kill us. Probably. So let's just take the time to see if there's anything worthwhile. I don't think there will be. A low energy laser, I do not see a point in taking it. We need to get to that thing, but let's not go this way. We don't deal with that worker. Not a big deal. Let's go this way. We also do want to check the bottom right corner just on the off chance that we missed anything. I don't think we did. Don't need a socket link. Restorator. Protium core. Let's get out of here. To level 2. As I said, I made it to level 8 or so yesterday. I don't remember what, 7 or 8. Now when you see these messages pop up, do you really want to do X, Y, or N? It always supplies you with an N, and you can't just type Y. It doesn't do anything. You got to actually delete the N. Type the Y. Alright, here we are. That little explosion you saw is just the animation you get when you go to a new level. I don't like where we started. Let's get out of this hallway if we can, to hopefully not run into trouble. This is a very dangerous place to be. Let's do grab that shell, though. Alright, feel comfortable here. We can get around the shit, right? I'll grab a fourth one, I think it is. Let's just carry it for now. We can always ditch it later if we want to. There's our M. Let's get away from that M. Alright, here we have a turret above. We're going to have to deal with it whether we like it or not, because it's in our way. Let's put in a scraper missile. Let's approach it. Now you saw it shot us. It has a low energy laser, which means it can't fire every turn. We have it outgunned if we just stand here and fire, as long as that worker doesn't come behind us, because that could be a big problem. We can kill it before it can kill us. It's a sentry turret, it's called. A sentinel, pardon me. Alright, let's put back in our restorator. Let's walk down this hall a little. Let's stand here. Oh, here comes that fucker. This is problematic. Alright. Let's try... Fuck, we're going to have to deal with him, whether we like it or not. Fuck. Maybe not. Let's try a Protium core again. So we're faster. He got a shot off at us. Let's drag it into this room. Let's deke around it. It's going to hit us a bunch of times, but we're past it. Fuck me. Alright. Let's go towards this guy. Put in our drill. Try and clear a path before that freaking worker comes behind us. If it does. Zipping bumper, not a whirring bumper, sorry. Let's put in our restorator. Let's stand here and heal. Alright, back to a Protium core. Let's clear the hallway. The main thing we want to find, there's a few things we can find here. A better missile weapon would be great, but fuck. Oh, we have to worry about this guy. Let's fire at him a few times. He's at 90, we're at 90. We have him beat right now. He's at 81, we're at 82. He's pulled ahead a bit. When we get down to 50, we're going to try something dangerous here. Let's get rid of our Protium core, which will make us so slow he'll get 2 attacks on us every time we get 1 attack on him. That sucks. Let's plug in our light shell. Give ourselves some extra health. Let's keep firing on him. Keep an eye on our health. Alright, it's destroyed. We're fine. Let's fire on this guy. Let's plug in a restorator to heal all of both ourselves and our shell. Let's pull out the shell, put back in the Protium core, and the second Protium core. Fuck. Alright, put in a Scripper missile. Guess we didn't need to kill this guy. He's not really in the way of anything as it turns out. But screw it. My neighbor is mowing his lawn. I do not like being trapped in these corridors, man. I'm going to shut my window. Give me half a second. Alright, a little quieter for me. And on we go. Alright, once again, we're going to have to deal with this guy, whether we like it or not, because he's in our fucking way. Let's switch immediately to a Scripper missile. Let's fire on him. Let's make sure my keypad is responding properly. There we go. We did a lot of damage to him. We might be fine. Alright, switch over to a restorator. Let's stand right here. I know it's dangerous, but let's stand right here. So we don't alert anything new. God, it's nothing but corridors here. This is very fucking dangerous, this entire place. Do not like this level. It's terrifying. Let's go check out over here. Don't want a second restorator. Socket link, don't want it. This is better. Don't need a million. Let's get one more. Fuck it. Now we got tons of them. We really, 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 extra really want a socket fork, which you can find on level 2, I think. For sure you can find them on level 3. They're not that common, but they're not, entirely uncommon either. Just leave the missile in for now. We haven't found the equal sign yet, so we can't leave if we wanted to. And I'm not sure we really want to just yet. The scraper missile, let's get it. What is that? Fuck. I tried to do L for look. I may have just cost us the game. No, I guess not. Let's put in the Protium core. It is a tougher worker than the miner. It's a miner with a mining drill. It does a lot more damage. Let's just stay the hell away from it for now. Third light shell. Let's grab it. Fuck. I don't know if that miner is still pursuing us. This is the problem. Alright, we go to here. Let's put in place our restorator. Let's just pass our turn while these things block the exit, so we can't get ambushed here. At least not from the right. Let's put in place our drill. Aye. Kill him easy. Kill this bumper. Let's put in place the other Protium core again. Fuck. Ha! I don't think we need any more of those. We have a ton of them already. Let's put in place the missile. We're not going to be able to... if we get trapped, I want to have a means of dealing with the trappedness. The trappedness. Let's go slow, so if we get a line of sight to a worker, we can start firing on it right away and have the drop on it. Okay, there's nothing over here. I don't recall if we... Oh, there it is. Ah, fuck. Restorator. Continue running just in case it's still behind us. We'll get some health restored before it shows up. If something shows up ahead of us, we could be in big trouble. Let's put on the scraper missile. Fuck. Now, should we deal with this guy? Probably not, but... Did we find the equal sign yet? We do have... We hit him. He has us outclassed now. There's no doubt about it. But we do have a ton of light shells we can throw on one after the other. Why is he not hitting us? Maybe he's slow. He's catching up fast. Let's switch this out for a light shell. He's at 28, we're at 63. He's at 16, we're at 52. he's dead. A becomes a protium core. N becomes a restorator. Let's stand here. Alright, let's switch this back to a scraper missile because we can't outrun anything down this hall. Alright, there we go. Like, there's nowhere to go in this hall. If we get met from the right, we're just trapped, so we might as well be ready to fight. Restorator. Scraper missile. This equals is like always in the last place we look, unless we already found it and I'm forgetting. No, there it is. Always in the last fucking place. There we go. Force field is open. We don't need this. Again, a socket fork. Or socket fork or bust. The build I found worked best was, in general, was a ton of socket forks linked to a ton of really powerful missile launchers. That became a nigh-on unstoppable force. Alright, let's go to level 3. Delete. Yes. Alright, we have this fucking turret right here to begin with. Alright. Let's do two things. Let's take out the protium core, put back in the light shell that we already damaged. That was this one, right? I think so. And then let's put in the... So it's ready to go, you know, when we need it. Just get restored. Are there any others that are already damaged? They're all 50 out of 50. Okay, so let's put back in the protium core. Let's leave the scraper missile in place, or let's put the scraper missile in place. Another light shell, let's have it in our back pocket in case we need it for a prolonged fight. That's the magic fucking ticket. Socket fork. Let's grab that. Now, what we're going to do next, we're going to go in here. Let's take out our scraper missile. Let's put in the socket fork, B. Gives us two sockets here. Into O, we'll put a scraper missile. Into S, we'll put a scraper missile. Now you can see our speed has dropped to minimum. Our protium core is no longer helping us. So into A, we'll put a scraper missile. We have 3 scraper missiles on the go, all of which can be fired at once. We're slow as hell. We can always switch to a bunch of protium cores if we have to get away. That's why I carried so many of those. Baby. Fuck. Let's fire on him. He's slow as well. Alright, he's dead. Let's switch this out for a restorator. Let's pass our turn. Let's get out of here. Let's do a comma to pick up another socket fork. Let's take out the restorator. Let's put in there a socket fork. B, scraper missile. F, scraper missile. 4 scraper missiles, baby. I slurred that speech, but you knew what I said. You felt the excitement in your chest, hitting you like a concussive force. F becomes a restorator. Don't need another one of these. We have so many. Don't want that. Get another one of these, though. Can't use it yet, but we got another one. I don't know if I showed you in this video or previous video, that green slash, instead of a low energy laser, is a precision laser. Presumably better than the low energy laser, but it requires 2 plugs to plug in. Not 2 sockets, 2 plugs. And I don't know how to get a second plug yet. So I'll stick with my own game plan for now. That is a grenadier or something. Let's kill it first. It's got a single scraper missile. We got 4, bitch. Alright, let's go back to our restorator. And let's go get this. Comma. A Punisher missile. Let's fill that in here. It's better than a scraper missile. Instead of doing 3d5, I think it does 3d10. And a medium shell. Still only needs 1 plug or 1 socket, whatever. But it. Sorry, I'm scratching my ear here. It. I just thought of something. I wonder. Let's get this. Deuterium core requires 2 plugs. It's better than a protium core. Now, we don't have 2 plugs, unless, like, let's look at something here. Let's look at this. You see the scraper missile has a plug on it. That scraper missile has a plug on it. Is there any possibility? I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know how to use it. Unless we find a weapon that provides 2 plugs or something. I don't have a clue how to use that. If you watch, if we try and plug in, say to N, let's try and plug it into N. We lost everything there. We got it back. Let's try and plug it into O, because we have 2 things here. The deuterium core. Sorry, it requires 2 plugs, but only 1 is available, despite the fact that we have 2 free sockets. That's not what it's looking for. So I don't know how to use it. Whoops. Back to our multi-missile configuration. It's a tricky bumper. It might be even faster, probably. As a reconstructor, it's better than a restorator. It's double the effectiveness, but it requires 2 plugs. The hell am I going to do with that? Restorator. I can smell turkey cooking. My wife is preparing a meal. We were going to dine just the 2 of us. It was just going to be us enjoying our... Let's grab this. What the hell? Our solitary... Grab this too. Our solitary meal together. But her parents called this morning and they were like, "What time is dinner?" Even though they don't live in town, they live like 2.5 hours away. And she's like, "If you want to come, you can come here for this." And they're on their way. So we have company coming tonight. So yeah, it'd be nice to see them. Looking forward to that. But I can definitely smell the turkey cooking. If you're thinking, Jeff, you shouldn't be playing a game, you should be helping your wife cook. I'm a terrible cook, so I could only make things worse. And B, I did like a ton of cleaning. That was my contribution to the day's chores. Did all the laundry, took all the garbage out, took all the recycling out, vacuum the floors, clean the mirrors, all kinds of crazy crap like that. And in exchange, I get a delicious dinner. Cannot complain. Let's go this way. You never know, we can find another socket fork laying around. Yes, you can fork a forked socket. Here we go. The time I was playing yesterday, when I didn't do anything stupid like holding down a movement key, or just get trapped as I did this morning when I was playing, I died because I went to a new level and there was an enemy, a new type of enemy, a turret, that was either invisible or it looked exactly like a staircase, because it looked like the staircase was shooting at me, the lift. And when I was trying to figure that out, it killed me in 2 shots. When I was like, did somebody just shoot at me? I don't understand. Then I was dead. But that was on like level 7 or 8, so we don't have to worry about that for a bit. There are some rare circumstances where the line of sight algorithms do not line up, i.e. a monster is shooting you and you can't shoot it. It's rare, but it happens. So if that happens, just move, slightly so you get the line of sight changing. Might find another demolisher missile too, that'd be nice. Here's the stairs. We're not ready to go yet, though. Almost. Should have checked. I almost held down the key again, damn it. Yeah, I'm armed with all these missiles, so if we run into a worker, say, it'll be drilling us and we won't be hurting it. So you do not want to do that. Let's go to the next level. Nothing else here. Level 4. Delete? Yes. Alright, we want to kill the grenadier. The bee is not a problem. That was the grenadier who shot us. Or gunner, pardon me. Now we can kill the bee. In apartment 23. Alright, let's switch over to a restorator. Oh, it's not done yet. Here we go. Should have backed up. Maybe not. I didn't hit anything. I'm hitting the wall. There's dead. Pardon me. I have a slight advantage over my gameplay yesterday in that I know I don't have to switch to drills every time I end up in close quarter combat as I was doing yesterday. So I should be able to survive a little longer even than I did. Just take it. Again, our weight is not affected by picking stuff up, only by equipping it. Although there is finite slots so you can carry stuff in. We can always just drop shit if we want to. By pressing the D key like you would in most games. What are you, sir? A socket splitter. Oh, are you what I think you are? Let's get that. Oh, it gives us 3 sockets! Okay, let's take the scraper missile out of here. Let's put the socket splitter into there. Let's put a scraper missile into here, a scraper missile into here, and a scraper missile into here. We now have 5 scraper missiles and a Punisher missile. Doesn't get any better than that. Deuterium cores, we already got one that we don't know how to use. Killed it without even hurting us, despite the fact that I moved once when I could see it. Quiet, Kibs. No, stop yelling. Come on in here if you want. That's a mining drill. It does more damage than the combat drill, but we're not using drills, so not going to bother with it. I would use drills if the missiles could hurt me if they hit me. Kiri, just come on in here if you want. Door's open, babe. Let's back off because this thing's coming. This is a bigger worker. A drone is called. I killed it fast though. Here's the switch. Again, we're looking for more socket splitters or socket forks or Punisher missiles or even better missiles. There are better yet that still only require one socket for some reason. Again, as it turns out, the game does not have the balance issues I thought it did. You just had to use a different style of tactic than I was anticipating. However, it does have some balance issues. I think the missiles are overpowered. But we're going to use them anyway to try and win. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe they're not overpowered. Maybe there's better strategies than the ones I'm using. I don't know. Who am I to say? It's not like I've beaten the game yet. If we hit the hour mark, I'm doing another video. It's going to be as long as a fucking Angband video. Sure. For now. Even if the lasers fire farther than the missiles, I still don't see the appeal because you can't see that far, you know? I guess if I could hit that turret out of its range. I don't know. That'd be something. Could have healed before I approached him. Probably should have. But whatever. I don't think we're in a lot of danger right now. Not like we once were. We're coming for you, Central Computer. Deuterium core. Don't want it. Because they don't know how to use it. I should have waited for him to come to me instead of walking into his fire, but whatever. Again, not really a threat. Oops. If you're wondering what that said down below, like invalid key 67 is showing you a numerical value for each key you press. Might be the ASCII. Let's find out. Yeah, 32 is ASCII for spacebar, so it's showing the ASCII value of the key you pressed. Might have been well, he might have just kept it in for the sake of keeping it in, but it also might have been a like a debugging aid for him when he was making it in 5 days. There's the stairs. We're almost ready to leave. Let's finish the exploration. We could plug in a ton of Protium cores and go like massively fast past anything we needed to at this point. We have like 6 of them or something like that, which we don't need. May drop them soon. Let's just find out the last little bits that are down this corridor, say. Let's not hold down a key as we do so. Alright, that's that. That's the level. Let's get the funk out of here. To level 5, we're getting up towards where I have been. That can shoot at us. I forget what it's called. It's out of range, right? Let's pass our turn. I don't know what it is. Just saying it. Oh, it's a Miles, and hit a Miles. Whatever the hell that is. Or a Miles. I'm not sure, I mentioned this earlier, not sure what nationality Gero Kunter is. The last name to me sounds kind of German, maybe because it sounds like Gunther. But I could be wrong. Gero, I thought could be Greek, but it's not spelled Gyro, which I know is a Greek word. But Miles is a Greek name. Fuck, that hurt my hand. I just flexed my hand weird. So perhaps it's Greek. No idea. Just talking out of my ass. I can't imagine we need another one of these, but I'm taking it anyway, just in case. Just in case we end up with, like, space for it. I'd rather find more Punisher missiles. At this point, we should be. That's a pretty sweet thing to find. Let's fire on him first, though. It's a heavy shell. It gives us an extra 100 health, I think, if we plug it in. Don't need it right now, but we could always, like, plug it in as a, you know, downgrade one missile and have that plugged in. Might be alright. For now, I like our overwhelming firepower, our shock and awe technique. No more Screamer missiles. Give me some better missiles. I will grab that white shell, another heavy shell. You know, could pull out 2 missiles and then have 300 health. Don't need it right now, but it might serve us better later. You know, who knows? If we have to drop something, we'll drop a light shell or our socket relay or something. I don't have to drop anything yet. Yeah, nah, I thought it was a socket fork. It ain't. It'd be nice to have more health, but we got out of both those fights without taking a single point of damage, so because we killed them so fast. So it might just be more efficient this way. It's hard to gauge offhand. When we start meeting those things that look like lifts, probably throw in one of those things because that thing tore me down fast. This is an upgraded turret, which we do have to deal with. As far as a precision laser at us. Alright, let's get the force field cleared. Disable all force fields, but as far as I know, there's only one on the lift. That's all I've encountered so far. Damn it. Moving a little too fast. It does get tiring going back and forth with this thing. It's not a big chore, I guess. Complaining about minor factors, but yeah, it's a pretty cool, fun game. Obviously, a lot of it, for me, I got that one too. We got 3 of them. In terms of the fun, the fun was that it wasn't fun at first. The fun was I can't figure out how to beat this thing, and then when I finally had a breakthrough, I'm like, okay, maybe I figured it out. Once you figure this out, I mean, it's I guess like any other roguelike. It's oh fuck, this is slightly problematic. Not a big deal, I guess. I guess it's like any other roguelike. There's a lot of luck in terms of what did you find, but I feel like we've cracked a code. I mean, I did have better missile output last time. I had like I had like 3 Demolisher missiles and whatever the next upgrade is from that. And I still died, so... So who knows? That is like a really, really good reconstructor, but if you look at it, 3 plugs. I don't know how to get a second plug, so I just don't know how to use that. If anybody out there does know what the deal is with the plugs, tell me. I don't think a lot of people are playing this. I find that's true of almost every roguelike we play, is that I'm the only one playing. And I ask for comments, I'm always like, hey, anybody else playing this? Tell me, and nobody ever tells me anything, so I assume I'm like the one person on the planet still playing this game, but if I'm wrong, you know, tell me. Or if you just observed something, if you figured something out the way I finally figured out, hey, what if I plugged in... That was the breakthrough for me the other day when I was watching, hey, I didn't try plugging in 2 Protium cores, what happens? And I found out when I did, I could move so fast, I could get away from everything. Which enabled me to survive the first level, and therefore move into a position where I could be more effective. Hello. We now have 5 Scraper missiles, 2 Punisher missiles. Pretty sweet. I guess 12 things would be, I think it would be the maximum you could ever get. What's this? Don't need it. Don't get what a socket relay does. Do not understand. What the hell? Tritium core? Yeah, better yet, obviously. But requires 3 plugs. What am I going to do with that? I'm not using any core. Face to face with this fucker. After we clear this level, we're going to call it quits, and I'll do a second video to hopefully wrap up the game. Because this is a lot. Get something in my eye. All right, baby. We are armed to the teeth. Where the hell's the stairs? Let's get out of here. And we'll call it quits right there. Delete. Yes. There is, if you press Shift S, a way to save, but I haven't tried the load, so I'm not going to try it right now. I'll be back tomorrow with the exciting conclusion of let's revisit Hive Awakening. Whether that's an exciting death or victory, we'll see.